Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville Weekly, episode 5. So Terry toots the horn. Wait, where are you going? You got 15 minutes left of work, Terry! Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville Weekly, episode 5. This week, we're faced with the challenge of the second lockdown. We have walls to build and holes to dig at the Supercar Customisers house, and we have more concrete walls to pour at the basement salvage project. And it begins. Ash vac. We all look like we're waiting for a bus. Jules has taken up boxing. Swoosh. He's new, man. Don't be shook, yeah? Things are happening. Are you on it or not? My mum wants to go home to St. Lucia. My debit card's gone missing. Still waiting. Filming Tim, filming me. Because I'm a professional. This man has greased this. Hose, even.
I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville.
This week, we started the car YouTuber's house again. Now I'm in this hole. The engineer said he thinks there's piles there, and he's correct. Now I believed what he said, but I just needed to double check myself. So the site is fully set up to work, and we're getting on with it. Jan and Steph, I'm never gonna be able to do this when you move in and you have your lovely house. So for now,
please try again.
well, I won't be getting paid today. Upon entry, you sign in, hard hat, high vis, induction, wash your hands, put on a mask, and follow the signs. The owner of this property is being very naughty. He turned up here on his own on Saturday night, unsupervised. Somehow he found how to turn on the temporary power supply, and he was just walking around, calling me, asking me questions. Now we can't have him doing that anymore because it's not safe, which brings me to my next point. This treated timber you can see is the beginning of a new fence we're building to secure the site. We put this in place to protect from anybody getting into the site if we've got deep excavations or to stop people generally coming in. But on this occasion, we're gonna have to put it up to stop the owner getting in. So we dig a small hole, we mix some cement, ballast and water, and we create these posts. Make sure we line them up straight, then we cover it all in ply. Yes, that is my technique. And yes, it's not perfect. When things get back to normal, I'm gonna have a sledgehammer challenge at the yard, and you can come down and you can show me how to do it properly. Now we were gonna try to keep some of the ceilings so we didn't have to take them all down and redo them, but now that we're gonna replumb and rewire, it makes sense to just take them down. A couple of other surprises we found. There's no insulation between any of the floors. When they were building this, it was a developer, so they've probably tried to build it as quickly as they can to just sell it off to someone. Or maybe 10 years ago, building regs were a bit different than they are now. Chris has made an observation that the existing coving that's there, like when we touch it, it's just breaking away in our hands. It's like everything that's been put together here, like they've just done it with mastic and a bit of glue. The best way to get it done properly is to do it again, and that way you can provide a guarantee, and if something goes wrong, you know exactly what you've done and you can correct it. What you can see here is an area that we've protected and sectioned off because the engineer asked us to expose the existing block and beam and to see how far down it goes. So let's have a look. So there's a void between the floor level here and underneath. That would explain the ventilation that we saw out there. You just made Ashville Weekly episode 5. Guys, I've got Andrew Southern, the one I did the interview with the other day. Have a click just up here and watch the interview with him. That's enough from here today. I want to thank everyone who's followed This Is Ashville on Instagram because we've hit 10,000 followers. Thank you. My Instagram this weekend also hit 50,000 followers. Thank you. Let's get to the basement salvage project. I've pulled up and the pipe and everything is in place. We're ready to pour, but having a look at the ramp that's going over the pipe, the ramp isn't long enough. You see, it was very short. So once the front wheels went over and then the back wheels began to come over, the cars might bottom out. So we're extending the ramp a bit to make sure. Tim, how you getting on there? Tim is holding the camera with one hand and an umbrella with the other. What you can see is the pipework in place and the top part of the shuttering is now ready as well. So the bottom part is completely dry. We have a water bar on the top of it, and now we're gonna pour the top section. I mentioned a few weeks ago, a 150-ton Liebherr machine that I'm gonna be doing a review on. I've been really excited about it. Now the plan was, after work today, I was gonna jump in the car and drive to the quarry, spend the night in a hotel and start a review nice and early in the morning. But unfortunately, I've just had an email from Liebherr and the quarry have decided, based on the announcements, that they're gonna have no more visitors in the quarry. I've got a bag packed in the car ready. I've been thinking about it all weekend. I'm thinking about how we're gonna shoot the video, what we're gonna do, best way that we're gonna bring you the fun that I'm having with it. But now it's been cancelled and we'll have to reschedule for another time. So how many meters we pouring? What, 2? 80 meters of pipe. And all our staff down here. for 2 meters of concrete. Ugh. Oh, Bartek. Swoosh. Let me have a go at that. Oh, shit. Tim, edit it to make it look like I got it in first time. We need to move this back, Bartek. Jesus Christ. And it begins. To let you know, ideally what we'd like to do is pour from the top. For instance, upstairs, that's what we do in a new basement. But because we're working within the confines of an existing basement, we have to do it in this way. And I'm going to show you in a future episode how we're going to finish the top. What we're doing now is we're looking out for any leaks in the system. So what you saw last week was up to this level. What you can see here is this whole wall is ready. Now we have the water bar in place. We have the new formwork, and then we're pouring on top of that. While we're waiting, Tim, let's check our views. Ashville Weekly episode 4 has been up for 20 hours and 36 minutes, and it is at 125.6k. We're cracking on with the pour, but I am on a schedule, so I'm leaving here and I've got to get somewhere else. Okay, I've left the basement and I'm trying to make it back towards the yard. Obviously last night there was the announcement from Boris about the second lockdown that we're going into, which really isn't good. There have been many times in my life when I wake up at, I don't know, 4:45 in the morning and I get home at 9 o'clock at night, I think to myself, oh man, I chose the wrong industry. Fortunately for me and everybody at Ashville, we're in 2 industries which can continue to work, i.e. construction and content. There are some other industries like hospitality and restaurants. These companies, they've been brought to their knees. Obviously we need to put things in place to ensure that everyone is safe on site and they are safe in the workplace. On a larger project like Yiannimize house, thankfully the property is big enough that we can space everyone out, ensure we have plenty of hand sanitizers, ensure there are masks if anyone doesn't have one. We have to try and keep working as best we can. My family is St. Lucian. The St. Lucian economy relies heavily on tourism. There are no tourists in St. Lucia, so the St. Lucian economy is struggling as well, and they have really strict lockdown. For instance, my mum wants to go home to St. Lucia for Christmas. She has to check into a hotel for $95 a night in quarantine, and only after that point, after she has a COVID test after quarantine, can my mum join the rest of my family. I'm going to try to reschedule all my meetings because I thought that after work today I was going up north and I was going to do the Liebherr review, and I'm not anymore. I have to do a voiceover for a showcase which we're hoping to bring out on Wednesday. It's 9 flats in Chiswick, but we could only show one of the flats, so I have to do a bit of a voiceover and introduce the other 8 flats and give a little talk about each of them. So hopefully this fits in nicely. Let's see how good I'll be on the radio. Hold on. Oh. Ready? Flat 1 is a 2-bed. As we approach into the second lockdown, I'm having memories of the first lockdown. A lot of our clients, I believe the work will go ahead. People who are buying things in order to add value and then sell them on right away, that work will probably be on hold for a while. But large infrastructure projects, people building student beds, people are still going to need these. People are still going to need the roads fixed. They're still going to need new electrical cables. Construction hasn't been made to slow down. We just have to work in a different way. Through the lockdown period, a lot of people do work on their houses. They work internally, they work on the garden, they work on their front drive. So we supplied a lot of bagged aggregate, and we also supplied a lot of skips. It's Tuesday, I'm in the yard. Today I was actually meant to be doing a review of the 150-ton digger, but I had to adapt and change my entire day. So I've been doing a load of Zoom calls this morning, and I'm just in the yard putting up these signs. When you are here, we could be filming. David is our project manager within the construction firm. Ordinarily, David manages all the jobs, but because Yanni's a personal friend of mine, I am project managing that job myself. So I've taken that load off David's shoulders. They are broad shoulders, but I'm not sure he wants Yanni chasing him day and night and calling him at 10 o'clock at night, telling him he found a picture of a bath that he likes. David's just going to give me an update of all the other projects we're running. Tell me something. This.
I am searching for it.
Are you searching for it now? We have a client who watches our shows. I won't mention him by name. I ordered him some of these and he didn't like the size of it, and we're trying to order him smaller ones. It's always the small things, it's always the detail. It doesn't matter that you reconstructed the house and now the house is beautiful and it's the best house on the road. All that matters is this. You know I love a number plate. Ashville sweep. That's for when we eventually get a road sweeper. Now we're not getting a road sweeper now because we've got plenty of other things we need to do before that. and there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, but when we do get a road sweeper, that'll be the plate we use. Always think ahead. Vac. That is for when we get one of those vacuum lorries. You see, some jobs in central London, they got these new lorries that pull up, and instead of a grabbing it, they actually suck all the muck out of the basement. I don't know if they actually count as construction as well. I assume they'll count as construction. Sorry, I had to turn that down. I don't listen to classical music. I listen to cinematic music when something grand is happening on. It doesn't have any words in it. It's just like a symphony. That's the sort of stuff I listen to in the daytime. It helps me keep a clear mind of what I'm doing. Jay?
4 more tomorrow, please.
Another 4 loads tomorrow. That's a good client of ours. He said he wants 4 loads tomorrow, which we can't actually fit in at the moment, but we're gonna have to make it happen. Otherwise, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go out driving. What a load of ballast. Last week, we introduced you to Will, who applied for a job here as a videographer. However, we're still looking for someone full-time. I'd like to present Gurj, who's doing a day trial with us. We generally work off Macs, and he is working off a Dell PC, and he seems to know what he's doing, and it seems to be pretty fast. So there could be a change coming soon. What are you gonna do for me money-wise, bruv?
Are the containers going to be local?
I'm sorting that out now.
Oh, let me have a look at it.
Max, you know that difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week.
Where do you want the containers collected from?
I'll tell you what I'll do. As a gesture, I will drive to your yard myself. I'll put up a drone in your yard. I'll shake your hand and I'll introduce you. Listen, you own the land you're on. Just remortgage it. Nice.
It'll have a waste license on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can make
No, don't try and start selling me stuff. I'm selling you, come on, like, don't start selling me stuff. Okay, Max, what time are you going to let me know? Look, Max, don't be shook, yeah? Things are happening. Are you on it or not?
Let me come back to you in a minute, alright? I'm going to come back to you.
Yeah, bye. Cool, we got transport of the containers. Nice. That's how you negotiate. A little behind the scenes, I'm filming something for my Dell brand deal. Not branding, brand deal. So, look at this. I'm actually wearing 2 mics. I used to be serious. Now I'm just doing something different altogether. So I got Tim filming, and I got Gurj. He's new, man. And I got Gurj filming Tim, filming me. It's not against the law to have lunch, side, as long as your other hand's on a keyboard doing work, you know what I mean? Right, man, on his first day, not even a bring-in for the man, them, you know. Man, when I got burger, cheesy chips, milkshake, cream.
Bring back a cheesy chip for the office.
Boy, not even a chip for Tezza, you know, nothing. Jules is back. So hopefully the banter level is gonna come back up a bit, innit, Jules? Jules has this weird idea that she's faster than me. Jules is running 5K every day. What Jules doesn't know is that I'm a seasoned athlete, trapped in a slightly bigger body. Jules has taken up boxing. Jules has now challenged me to a boxing match as well.
No, you challenged me.
All right, maybe no, I didn't challenge you. I suggested it and you agreed. Jules and I are going to have a race and then we're going to have a boxing match. We're going to have an Ashville sports day. We're going to do 2-minute rounds because, you know, fitness is a bit difficult. Terry's going to referee it, aren't you, Tezza?
It's a bit of an issue if you Dan.
I didn't say fitness was an issue.
You want to get down the gym, Dan.
Yeah, you know, it is. When I start flinging a few lefts and rights, like I might start to pant a little bit. Jules, don't worry. There'll be a head guard and, well, that's about it, really. There'll be a head guard. Terry always wanted his own office. And finally, it feels like Terry has his own office, doesn't it, Tezza?
All I need now is a door here just to get rid of the door.
No, I don't think we need a door. Now, unfortunately, my Dell XPS is going back, which I'm not happy about. However, Dell said they have something special in store for me. Do you know why, Tim? Because I'm a professional. Deliver the line. Them technical terms there. No, but I know the number 7 from Polish radio. Shedem Jeshem Sheshem. No, Shedem Jeshem. Shedem Jeshem. 77. Shedem Jeshem.
67.
Yeah, Shedem Jeshem Shedem. That's what I said.
66.
No, I said Shedem Jeshem Shedem. That's...
60.
What about what? You don't actually ever get to see this desk because Maria's always sat at it with her back turned. But this is Maria's area. Oh my God, that is a big invoice. In the last lockdown, there was a lot of fly tipping taking place. Hopefully you've seen our other video where we were cleaning up fly tips. I want to say something important to everyone. I understand it's difficult when rubbish builds up in your house, you want to get rid of it. I am not sure if the council tips will be open or if they'll be closed. If they are not open, please try to store it and be patient because they will open again and then you can dispose of it in the right way. We're actually going to try and do a few videos ourselves and see how we can help as well. Wednesday morning we're in the yard. Will is back in today because he is not at college. I'm having a little move around in the videographer's office. I'm gonna pull this cupboard out because it's just storing a load of stuff we don't need. Push this cabinet down and I think we can get an extra desk in here. I need to try and move this way. Let there be light. And there was. we're going to get Bartush, that you saw at the basement project. He's going to come here and we're going to run some new electrical trunking along here, and we're going to have socket switches. The boys are waiting for me to help. Sorry. Well, I don't know where that's going. I don't have all the answers.
We're just going to stare at each other.
Does it fit there, in the gap?
Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville.
Not bad. But you know you have to go into something else there. You can't just stop there.
I've got other things in my mind, busy, aren't I?
Oh, he's busy, yeah. Terry's the only person around here with things to do. Me, I just do nothing all day.
Decided then that they needed a pump at 10 o'clock this morning. Be careful.
Imagine I fell in the puddle. Can you imagine if I fell down in front of everyone? We're doing a bit of filming now. I need to get some sounds off the digger for something which we're doing, which you'll find out about very soon. However, we've moved the digger into the yard for filming, and I asked the boys to move it for me, and they didn't spin out the tracks, and they've dragged mud all along the road. I guess as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be cleaning up that. First noise, digger door closing, snare drum. Engine struggling to turn over and start, but my digger doesn't struggle to turn over and start, so I think I'm just going to have to turn it on and use that. I'm doing the wiper, but switch being flicked on. Sound for bass. Toolbox. I just realised I've got the wrong bucket on it for me to scrape the road, so now I've got to go over to the other yard, change the digging bucket for the ditching bucket, and then try and scrape the road. We're going around to the backyard now to have a look at the newly concreted area where we're going to have the new containers and the tyre area. Now, I've given it a few days to dry off. We're actually looking for 2 20-foot containers and a 40-foot container. Here we are in a newly concreted area. Got the tape measure. Here's the plan. Firstly, we're going to put a 20-foot container here. We can't go right up against this, because if you have a look, thank you, Tim, for kicking over the spray paint. That's very helpful. Thank you for that, appreciate it. We can't measure from this point. We need to measure from this point because it sticks out, and we want to be as flush to this as we can. We don't want a gap because only stuff is going to fall in the gap. If I am not mistaken, that is 20 foot. If I put the 20 here and I put the 40 on top, the 40 is going to be hanging over by 20 foot. So we're going to put another 20-foot container here, which is going to start here. So if I check my measurements, the 40-foot container, the two ends of it should sit nicely on the 2 containers at the top. And this area here should be a nice, clean, dry area to work in with some light. And when you're looking for punchers, the tyre fitter will have water here as well. And then we've got this area to create some stairs, and then we're going to create a walkway going around the back, going around the yard. So when you want to get to this area, you don't have to walk across the middle. You can walk in the safe pedestrian area. That's the plan. Now I need to find some containers. Now we haven't had a train in for a little while, but I believe we have some trains coming in next week. It doesn't help what's going on in all other industries and with furlough, but I believe construction will carry on. While it may, what on earth is that? I need to pick all of that up. While it may seem, while you watch these videos, that Ashville are like the biggest company in the world, in actual fact, in this industry, there are companies which are a lot bigger than us, and our industry has a lot of politics, and a lot of the big boys tend to lean on us sometimes. No, I don't want the violin out or any of that. It's just the way it is. But sometimes it can be very difficult trying to get anything done when you've got loads of companies a lot bigger than yours, all with their own agendas which stop you doing what you're trying to do, directly and indirectly. We do as best we can, and then hopefully one day when we're in their position, we won't behave like that. That's the plan anyway. Back in the office, I have 2 parcels here. I'm also waiting for delivery of our desk. I know that's not the correct way to open the box. Don't start slaughtering me, everyone. The electrical bits, and now this. I wonder what Dell have sent me. Now that is nice. Wow, that's even smaller and lighter than the last one. Core 5 V Pro. Look at that. That is box fresh. Look at that. Thank you, Dell. It's come early, and I'm happy with it. The new table is here. Well, it's not actually new, it's second hand. Ah, it's the wrong way around. Buy, sell, stocks and shares. Video. I'm just online now trying to do a little bit of research. I watched the announcement and I heard what Boris said about construction and manufacturing, but I just want to have a look myself and see the exact terminology on the .gov website. To help contain the virus, everyone who can work effectively from home must do so. Where people cannot, including but not limited to people who work in construction or manufacturing, they should continue to travel to their workplaces. And this is on the .gov website, so this is facts. I'm happy I've checked and we're good to carry on. 7 o'clock, I'm on site nice and early. I have a meeting round the corner from here, 8 o'clock, so I thought I'd pop in. I'm trying to get into the site, but I've realised that I don't actually have a key for the padlock here yet. So I'm locked out my own site, so I'm gonna try and figure out a way to get in. Okay, ring the bell. Let me in. Very nice, lads. There's the vehicle access right there. So I'm in, changed that one yesterday, gonna change that one today. Under this roof area, we can put materials because we're a bit short on space. Here you can see where we're supporting the garage wall. So we're going to open it up, put that steel in there. When we create the opening, then we'll be able to drive the digger out to this area. Here it is from the other side. And here's a little baby digger ready to go through the wall. And the office wall is now completely closed. Now the entire first floor is empty. All the walls are stripped out. That kitchen you saw up here is now gone. Stripping it back in the loft area. All is well. I'm going to look at a job round the corner and then we're going to the basement salvage project because we're going to do another pour. Look how cold it is. It's still early and site number 3 today. We are at the basement salvage project. As you can see, the pour we did last week, the formwork is removed and we've put formwork in new locations, which we are going to pour today. You can see the completed C40 waterproof concrete wall in place already. We're very happy with it. This is the level we first poured to. You can see our water bar in here, and then here's the second level. And now we're going to finish the top level here. Previously, when we had a look at the block work, we were hitting away at the block work and we could see earth on the other side and tree roots, which really isn't good. We were worried about the structural stability of the wall. Now that this wall is poured and tied into the other wall, and we're tied into the floor as well, we're really happy. It's really strong and we can see no water coming in at all. So it's going very well. I'm very happy with it. We all look like we're waiting for a bus, but we're waiting for concrete. You can see we're using our makeshift slope to make sure we don't waste any of the concrete. Rubber pipes are in, ready to go. Still waiting. How are we doing, Addy? You need help? Yeah. Help? Let's go and have a look at the blockage, see if we can help. We had a blockage in the pipe where the metal pipe connects with the rubber pipe. So we're opening it up, we're cleaning it out, reconnecting it, and it should work. We have to primer the pipes because we put the primer through, but there was a stone in there, and that pipe was dry and a stone went in and it gets stuck. It happens. It's always the rubber pipe that wants to get blocked. It's never the metal pipe. But Addy, it's coming through very slow. The filter on the admixture's blocked, so it's not coming through. Action! Sinel, the volumetric driver, he's radioed down and said that the waterproof admixture, the filter on that is blocked and the waterproof admixture isn't coming through. So we have to stop the pour, pull off the filter, clean the filter and put it back on. So let's have a look. It's tank number 1 and this is tank number 2. Now tank number 2 has the waterproof mixture in it for the concrete and it looks like it is coming through now. So what you can see here is the ballast coming off the conveyor belt. This milky substance here, that is the waterproof. The cement is coming through this and the water through here is being mixed here in the auger and it's going straight into the back of the pump and it's being pumped down to the basement. Very important, yeah? It's always good to know if a driver is looking after the lorry. Look at this here, very well greased. I can see that this man has greased this and it's working very well. About to leave and I just looked down and realized what the lorry's done. This ground isn't very good, it's very mushy, it doesn't have any base underneath it. And the lorry's kind of churned it up because the lorry's really heavy. So once we're done with all the pouring, deliveries, taking the skips away, unfortunately, we're gonna have to sort this out. Pour's going well. We only have 2 smaller walls to do. They'll be done very soon. I've got to leave and head back to the yard. Nothing, I'm just gonna go on the computer and type in 20-foot shipping container. Just go online, see who's selling them. I can't remember where we bought them from last time. I'm trying to think of where I might find one. And then on screen, take a stock image of a container ship in the middle of the sea and the horn go boom. Thing is, I want to go and look at them because, you know, having a look at pictures, I'm not going to know if it's watertight, I'm not going to know what it's like. I want second hand so we can redecorate it, obviously, paint it in black. This lorry, while not going for MOT, we had to do a couple of repairs on it. We had to change the shoes on the entire lorry. For those of you who don't know what shoes are brakes. Not because they were finished, because they were wearing unevenly. There was also a leak from the power steering pump, so we had to change a seal there. There was a problem with a track rod here. We have given it a service. Driver's seat was a bit torn and there was a tiny bit of metal. It was somewhat uncomfortable, so we had to order a new seat. But they don't sell it as one seat. They sell the cushion and then they sell the fabric. Every now and then I like to look in the comments and choose a question that I'd like to answer. I've had a lot of questions about my hard hat. So here, I'm going to try and answer them. That was a dead throw.
What, the throw? Of course it was.
Oh, the throw was perfect. Oh, Terry is perfect. That's definitely a home run. From this shows that it works. I didn't feel anything. All I heard was a knock. Now, in all seriousness, yeah. Whatever he's meant to be the head of whatever it is, he just took a baseball and lashed it in my head on camera. I was actually gonna do this and I was gonna have the mitt to catch it behind. Looking for my mitt. Do you know where my mitt is? It says it was delivered to him. Where is it? It says it's here. My mitt's gone. Where is my delivery? I'm looking for a delivery. Does anybody know where my baseball mitt is? You've never seen a mitt. Someone's teeth my things and I'm gonna find out who it was. Where's my jacket? I want my package. It says it came on Tuesday. It says it came Tuesday. I can't see my mitt anywhere. I never got that on Tuesday. Tim, I actually need my mitt. We have been buying bulk bags from a supplier, but we have another supplier in another country and this is the sample. So I'm going to open this up, have a look at the quality. It is a little bit cheaper, but that doesn't mean we're going to go for it. Let's see if it fits. Well, that's not very good, is it? That is very tight. Is it me or is this bag smaller? It's too tight, this, isn't it? Does it fit? Or is it the same? It's bigger, isn't it? Our existing bags are bigger. So we're going to have to go back to the supplier and say the bags aren't big enough. The problem is how tight it is here. When we put weight inside of here, it's going to... Well, that's no good, is it? Now, I am a big lad, I am heavy, but I don't weigh a ton. Now, this bag is here. I know that you're not meant to apply that much pressure here and it would be balanced. However, if I were to lean on the front here, the bag is already ripping. This one is a no on this particular one. One is too small because the way it's around here, when you put pressure here, the forklift won't be able to pull it out properly. It's far too tight. The bag isn't deep enough and it doesn't seem strong enough either. So back to the drawing board. It's Saturday morning, we are in the yard. Now, we're not flat out busy today. We've only got 4 or 5 lorries out. So a lot of the boys have come in to do a bit of maintenance. So what you can see here is Dimitri washing down the grab. We had a few repairs done to this grab and there are a few oil leaks. So we're washing it all down and we're going to run it again to see if we can see any more leaks. See if there's an issue with the easy sheet. If we've got any small tears on the easy sheet, what we can do is use a cable tie and close up those small ones. If there's any big rips, then we have to completely change it. Easy sheets are very important because when you have a load on, it protects the load from blowing out and going all over the road. This man's trying to do a day's work and I'm messing around trying to film it. This is the easy sheet. This is how we protect the loads on the back of the lorry. Dimitri? Is that a new one?
Yeah.
I thought we were repairing with cable ties. No.
My one is functional.
Oh, okay, so it's your lorry, so it needed a new one, yeah? There was no way to repair it with the cable ties. The man's supposed to repair it with the cable ties and he just put a new one on. All right, you know what? At least he's taking pride in the lorry and the lorry will be safe on the road. Let's put it back. These guys, man. We're gonna do the same on all the tippers as well. Yep, don't trip over the wire, cable, hose even. We're going to do the same on all the tippers and grabs in the yard to make sure for Monday we are ready to go. What have you got for me? I know you've got something for me. Oh, Flo, man, you're a gent, man. Right, what's he brought us? Yeah, he's brought them international sweets there. I'm going to tell you a quick story. It's Ashville story time. Terry and I were in the office one day and a couple of boys from the yard, they came upstairs and they said to us, look, we need you to go on the cameras. And Terry like, oh, what? We need to go on the cameras. Why? What's happened? They said, something's been stolen. I'm like, what's been stolen? They said, something's been stolen. You need to go on the camera. So Terry and I began to look at each other sideways and we began to go through the footage. And halfway going through the footage, I just turned around and I said, look, I'm going to level with you guys. If you're referring to the multiple chocolates which have been stolen over the past few weeks, that was me. If you're referring to the spicy sausage and all of that sort of stuff, that was Terry. We work here late and we use it. And he was like, no, that's not what we were here for. My debit card's gone missing. Terry's laughing hysterically as he walks over here. You laughing because you parked the car in the puddle, so I have to step in the puddle to get in my car. Terry thinks it's hilarious. That's it for another week at Ashville. We've had so many suggestions on how to get rid of the graffiti, but I'm going to tackle that next week once I find myself a few containers. At the moment, everything is still a bit vague and we're unsure, but I can tell you things have slowed down a bit. I'm very grateful that we can continue to work, and while that is a positive for us, it's heartbreaking to know that there are so many people struggling at this time. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to the Ashville channel. Click here to see last week's episode of Ashville Weekly, and click here to see sign off of our brand new one-of-a-kind lorry. Oh, and Gurj, you start on Monday the 16th. Now, if you don't turn up for work, I'm going to know that you don't watch our videos,